Defensive coordinator Steve Wilks brings 27 years of coaching experience to the Bay, including stints with 5 different NFL organizations. He's here with me today to discuss his new role with the San Francisco 49ers. Coach Wilks, thanks for taking the time.
I appreciate you having me.
So I know you are 3 months or so into the job, but let's take it to the beginning. When you were fielding open positions and interest from NFL teams, what ultimately tipped the scales in San Francisco's favor?
My next move, I wanted to, connect myself with an organization that I felt like was solid, had a great culture, great leadership from top to bottom. And from afar, you see great things happening here with the 49ers. And having an opportunity to come here on my interview, I see why. And just meeting Jed, the entire York family, Kyle, John, and how, they're so united and they're so collaborative in the things that they're doing. I said, man, this is a perfect fit for me. And to inherit a defense like I have now, the talent, the leadership, their commitment to excellence, man, is uncomparable to anywhere I've been before.
Your resume speaks for itself, but on top of that, you've been praised around the league for being a leader of men. We've heard that from head coach Kyle Shanahan and general manager John Lynch. How would you describe your leadership style?
I always just try to say I was just a leader of people, and I think it starts with building relationships. I think that's the key thing in everything we do in life, being sincere and true. Always being honest and upfront. Whether that individual may like what you say at the moment, they're going to appreciate it in the end because you're always telling them the truth. And I think it's great to have, when I say relationship, other things to talk about outside of football. Family is important to me, and I talk to these guys about their families and their relationships away from the game.
You mentioned this earlier, you get to inherit a defense that is mostly intact, complete with coaching staff. How were you able to make that a seamless transition?
Well, I think number one, you have committed individuals, as I stated before. There's no egos in that room. There's definitely no ego with me. I'm coming in trying to embrace what we've done here in the past, which has been a lot of great things. We've been number one. And then now just trying to find ways to implement new things because everybody's still trying to evolve and still grow. And I mentioned that to the guys when I first got here. We're gonna learn as if we don't know, trying to experiment with new things, but also keeping our foundation.
Head coach Kyle Shanahan also mentioned that he tasked you with diving into the history of this team of the last 6 years. What were some of the things you learned about the people and coaching practices as you were doing that research?
Well, I think really just going all the way back to Saleh and the great job that he did here, and the same thing with D'Amico, just really trying to build on that philosophy and going back and looking at previous meetings, the defensive scheme, just learning different things and trying to figure out within that, how can I implement my own personality? So it's been great to learn the guys. It's been great to learn the scheme. And I give a lot of credit to those guys that was here before me.
You mentioned in your introductory press conference that during that deep dive, you also saw that everyone aligns with that same defensive philosophy, you and the 49ers. It all starts up front. So how excited are you to be working with the talent level that you have on that defensive line?
Very excited. And, my background as a defensive back coach, I've always, I guess you can say, saw the big picture. When I started in this game with Lovie Smith with the Chicago Bears, we started up front with our defensive line, and that was the difference. So I learned at an early age it doesn't really matter the talent level that you have on the back if you're not successful up front. And we've made that commitment here.
And while that continuity is important, everybody's coming in with the expectation of some Steve Wilks flair. What can the faithful expect come fall?
Well, I have, number one, a very aggressive personality. So, but I think you have to be selective when you do certain things, whether it's throughout the game or each week. But I don't want to be a defense that's going to sit back and react to the offense. I want to be aggressive and have those guys, react to us and sort of dictate the momentum of the game.
Another thing that you mentioned is going to be different is that we will not see you on the sidelines during the regular season. You're going to be up in the booth. And you mentioned that you wanted to give yourself some space from the emotions of the sideline. What gets you fired up?
Well, just the simplest things, and I talk to the guys all the time. And when we execute to our fundamentals and technique, it just makes me excited. When I see guys doing the little things, I just finished practice, and I was telling the guys again, we're so detailed in the things that we're doing. So I try to remove myself from that element during the game so I can get ahead with my call. So being in the box, which I've been on the field in the box before, I just feel more calm and relaxed up there.
I've seen some footage of your post-game speeches. Can you describe just the passion that you've displayed in those?
Well, I think, again, it's just authentic in who I am, and just trying to, feed off the emotions of the game, and most importantly, my players. I'm always excited for them when they go out and execute and perform well, and just wanted to be able to acknowledge that, at the end of each game.
You mentioned this earlier, this is your second stint in California, but how are you settling into the Bay Area specifically, and just your new area?
Oh, it's been great, love the weather. The organization is great. I had an opportunity to get out a little bit and explore the surrounding areas, man. So California is outstanding. I love the Bay.
In the spirit of getting to know you better, can you leave us with a fact that maybe some people don't know about you?
A fact that some people don't know about me. That's a tough question. You got me on the spot.
I know.
Right there.
Okay, let's go favorite food or something you're looking to try that's Bay Area specific.
Well, I love pasta. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big pasta guy. I will say this, okay, and this is just a credit. I'm not just trying to stroke anyone here. This food is the best I've had at any organization. So it's not a bad, I don't even know what to pick when I go in there. I don't even know what to choose because it's all so good. So that's been a great treat for me. I get on the phone every night and I talk to my wife. It's like, you can't believe how great the food is. So.
Well, thank you so much, Coach Wilks, for taking the time. And I know
you.
the faithful are excited to see everything you do this fall.
I appreciate you. Thank you, guys.